What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB Recap. The Angels and their fan base can't ever seem to catch a break. One of their top free agent signings from this past offseason is out for the rest of the year. But I guess the silver lining is Mike Trout is back to stealing bases again and again and again. It's a thing of beauty. Jackligher, the number 2 overall pick in 2021, he finally made his big league debut, and be sure to watch until the end because we're going to break down a few superstars who have been awful to begin the year. All of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We do these every single day, so stick around and hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 500,000. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much. And just a reminder, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. A ton of you guys have been having fun on Underdog Fantasy, so if you do download Underdog Fantasy, be sure to use code Fuzzy for a $100 deposit match. They got baseball, playoff basketball, whatever you could think of, they got it. So before we show the highlights from yesterday, a few future stars to talk about. Paul Skeens, he's allowed a whopping 0 runs through his first 13 innings at AAA this year. And also, by the way, in those 13 innings, he has 27 strikeouts. Not only that, but he owns 104 out of the 105 fastest pitches thrown in AAA this year. Again, 104 out of 105 belong to Paul Skeens. He just throws absolute gas. I hope that he gets called up soon. Now, this next guy isn't even in the minors yet. He's still at Florida in college, but Jackligher, he could be the next Ohtani. He now has a home run in 8 consecutive games. He's hitting .410 with 22 home runs, and he has a 3.8 ERA on the bump, which is not amazing by any means, but he has an 11.2 strikeouts per 9. What if he's Shohei Ohtani, but with a twist? What if he's a hitter and a relief pitcher who throws gas? So at this point, we have to ask, who's going to be the number 1 pick? Is it going to be Georgia's Charlie Condon, who's hitting .480 with 24 home runs in 36 games? Maybe Travis Bazana, I don't remember how to say his last name, of OSU. He's hitting .450 with 18 home runs. This class is stacked. Unfortunately, though, college stars aren't always guaranteed, and there's no bigger example right now than Rangers rookie Jackligher. He had a 2 ERA in college with an insane 201 strikeouts in 125 innings. He gets drafted, and the ERA jumps to 5.95, and he fell out of the top 100 in back-to-back years in terms of the prospect rankings in baseball. But he's making his debut. He got some early run support from second baseman Marcus Semien. He's already at a 1.1 F4 on the season. Leiter had an easy first at-bat. He struck out Riley Green on 3 pitches with the painted 98 down on the way. He got some help from the umpire. Wyatt Langford and crew, they also helped out. You have Wyatt lacing an RBI double, and then Jonah Heim went golfing for a 2-run home run. Maeda, he has a 4.7 ERA since 2021, and the strikeouts have fallen off a cliff this year. It's 4-0 Rangers, and the rookie, he's going to get a taste of the big leagues. Javier Baez, of all people, he hits an RBI double. The Tigers got another run on a ground out, and Riley, he got some payback. He nearly went yard, just barely missed the home run. Lefties love that low and in fastball, and he cranked it. That is going to be a stand-up triple. Mark Canha singled home Riley, so now it's a 4-4. At least it was a 4-4 ball game. Adolis Garcia went to the Rangers bullpen. That's the 3rd home run in 3 innings for the Rangers. Ezekiel Duran, he sent one back up the middle. Colt Keith, he bobbled it, and then Torkelson, he was off the bag, so the call was overturned. That run does score. Duran is safe at first. Texas, they went up another, so it's 7-4 when Jackligher's center fielder completely botched the 3rd out. Leote, he's usually pretty solid out there, but unfortunately, he kept moving his feet, which is the number 1 rule you can't do as an outfielder. He was chopping his feet, the head was bobbing, so he straight misses it, but the reason why that sucks is it screws the kid because Leiter, it scored a 2-run triple instead of an error. That's why ERA can be deceiving because you have guys like that missing baseballs, but now instead of an out, they're earn runs. Jack threw another 97 fastball, this time right over the heart of the plate to Torkelson, and he ripped it. A rough debut, 7 earned runs, but in my opinion, it probably should have been like 7 runs and then 4 of them as earned runs, 3 unearned. The Rangers eventually stole back the lead on a Corey Seager chopper in the 8th, and then Leote, he got 1 run back. He makes it 9-7 for Kirby Yates. That is a 4-out save. The Tigers, they started 5-0. Now they're 10-9. Before we talk about the Angels game, I have some pretty devastating news. Robert Stevenson, he is out for 2024 with an elbow injury. He broke out with the Rays after they traded for him last year because, of course, that's what happens. He had a 5 ERA in the first half with the Pirates. He goes to the Rays. He has a 2.3 ERA in the second half. That's because he upped his slider velocity by 5 miles an hour. The spin and miles per hour on the slider changed so much that StatCast actually started calling it a cutter. He said, no, it's still a slider, but no, they said it's a cutter. Regardless, batters had a .091 batting average against it, so it was the best pitch in the second half. He signed a 3-year, $33 million deal. 2 of those years are now in jeopardy because of this elbow concern. The Angels are hoping to keep pace with the Rangers. They'll be a half game back of first if they can secure a W versus the Rays. Ryan Pepiot, he's been bad and then good. Bad and watch him be good again. I mean, that's a good start. That fastball had some bite. He K's Rendon, and he got Mike Trout and Taylor Ward, so an easy first inning. We might have a good Pepiot outing on our hands. Griffin Canning, he walked Richie Palacios, which means that this triple from Ahmed is going to bring home the game's first run. Ahmed has 12 hits in his last 6 games. He does that. He goes on heaters, and then he looks like Javier Baez for a month, or maybe I'm just a salty Cleveland fan who always gives their players to the Rays, and then they break out. Another one right here. Harold Ramirez, he hit a sac fly, so it's 2-0 Rays. But look who's about to start a rally. Not just any rally, the Ricky rally. Mike Trout, he walks, then he steals second base, then he steals third, and then he scores on a sac fly. So stealing second, then third, and then scoring on a sac fly. That is known as the Ricky Rally, that was named after Ricky Henderson. Trout being allowed to steal bases again could make a grown man cry. Like, bless you, Ron Washington, bless you. That's the only run allowed all night by Ryan Pepiot, who did in fact continue the trend. He had 6 runs in the first start of the year, 0 in the second, 4 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. He has 27 strikeouts in 22 innings, so he's definitely got some nasty stuff. Joe Adell, he came in as a pinch runner in the 9th and immediately did Joe Adell things. He slipped or fell rounding second. Ultimately, it didn't matter at all because Brandon Drury hit it straight to the third baseman. Poche, he gets the save, and the Angels, yeah, they lose. The Rangers and the Rays are both 11-9 now. Cleveland is looking for the MLB best record at 13-6. They're 12-6. Boston, they get on the board first, and Cookie was looking like he was about to give up 16 runs, but somehow he gets out of that with just 1 run. His lineup had his back, though. Cleveland, they get 1 after Anderson minutes played at Gabriel Arias. Andres, he got hosed trying for second base. That ball was fried, and yes, that is a pun. David Fry, out of nowhere, is now hitting .310 with a 184 OPS plus. Hello? Josh Naylor, he did what he always does. He clutches up with runners in scoring position. Andres, he's been the same way all season long. He's actually been their best clutch hitter to start 2024. Jose, he beat out a double play, so it's 4-1 Cleveland. Tyler Freeman, he narrowly missed a home run in back-to-back games. That's a double. He scores after Ramon Laureano singled. That last run ended up being a massive run because Boston got angry. Jarren Duran, he used that elite speed to swat a huge 2-run stand-up triple. Boston then got another free run on a balk, and that's why I said Ramon's RBI was huge because it ended up being a 1-run game. Clase, he was nails, thank the Lord. He strikes out Tristan Casas to seal his 5th save, and would you look at that? The Guardians, they're 13-6. They haven't played the best competition. I won't lie, they're playing the A's now, but hey, 13-6, we'll take it. The Guardians are notorious for being slow starters, so this is cool. Logan Webb was facing off against his former Giants teammate Jock Peterson. Jock, he laced it to Lamont Wade Jr. at first. He bobbled it, so no double play. Suarez, he then blistered a ball. Nick Ahmed also bobbled it, but they get the third out in the first. We head to the second, where Arizona starter Ryan Nelson, he got nailed by a comebacker, and he had to come out the game, which sucks because he was looking much better over his last 3 outings. Hope that he's okay. Logan Webb was locked all the way in. He strikes out Marte and then Corbin. That's 9 straight hitters set down. Logan Allen, he's now in for Nelson. 1 scores on a sac fly from Lamont Wade Jr. Logan Webb, he was out of his mind still. He set down 19 straight snakes at one point. He walked Walker, but then he picked him right off. I don't know if it was raining in San Francisco, but there was some muddy dirt, so there was no traction on the cleats of Walker because it was full of dirt. Arizona, they're going to start a rally in the... No, they're not, because Mike Yastrzemski flew in from right to nab Gabriel Moreno. The Giants, they started a rally of their own. They tacked on a bunch. Wilmer Flores ripped a double. That scores 2. 2 more are actually going to score off the bat of Yaz. He turned on a pitch. That is a 2-run single. Peterson, he struck out to end it. Both teams, the Diamondbacks and the Giants, are kind of underwhelming to start the year. They're 9-11. If we're talking about underwhelming teams, we have to talk about some underwhelming players. So we're going to talk about 5 of the most underwhelming players to begin 2024. The first one to me has got to be J-Rod. He's hitting .219 with a 60 OPS plus to begin 2024. And if we take a look at his StatCast, he's still an insane defender. The elite speed is still there, and his exit velocities are pretty solid as well. So we're kind of wondering if everything looks good on the StatCast side of things, what's going on behind the scenes? Well, I'm going to go ahead and nerd out real quick because against the sinker, he's seen 49 sinkers in 2024. He's hitting 154 against them, but the thing you have to look at, his expected batting average against those sinkers has been .379. So in my opinion, J-Rod has gotten very unlucky when putting the ball in play. Now, I will say his strikeouts have increased because he's missing on that sweeper. He's hitting 111 against the sweeper. Last year in 2023, he hit 270 against the sweeper. So with better luck on the sinkers and seeing the sweeper better, I think he's going to be just fine. Francisco Lindor is hitting 151. I didn't realize it was that bad. He has a 38 OPS plus, so obviously Lindor's defense, it's still 3 outs above average. He's great on the bases with 72 percentile speed. The biggest bugaboo for Lindor, it's very, very simple, and it straight jumps off the page. So when he's facing left-handed pitchers, he's hitting 286 with a 524 slugging. That is really good. When he's a left-handed hitter against right-handed pitchers, he is 5 for 52. He's hitting 0.96 as a left-handed hitter. That is never going to sustain. He's going to get better as the season ages. He's going to be just fine. Xander Bogaerts is kind of going through a J-Rod kind of slump right now where he's hitting 200 with a 55 OPS plus, but Xander's biggest bugaboo right now is also on the sinker. But the thing about him, he's hitting 100 against the sinker on 106 pitches, so he's gotten double the amount of sinkers as opposed to J-Rod. The expected batting average is 269. So again, there is some bad luck in regards to Xander putting the ball in play against the sinker. He's only striking out 9% of the time in regards to that sinker, so I don't know if this is father time. If we take a look at his exit velocities, they're not there anymore, but they've never really been there. I mean, at least the last few years. In 2018-19, he was very good at high exit velocities. But if we take a look at 23, not very impressive. 2022, that's when it really started to decline. So it's not like Xander is completely washed, in my opinion. I feel like right here where it says expected batting average, and you combine that with the fact that he's not chasing, he's not striking out, I just feel like he's getting very unlucky, especially on that sinker. Paul Goldschmidt is hitting 182 with a 48 OPS plus, and I think his biggest issue is simply father time. He's almost 37 years old, and I've never seen his exit velocities look so discouraging. He is not hitting the ball well at all. If we take a look at his exit velocities right now, he's at an average exit velocity of 87.1, which would be a career low by far, and his max exit velocity is at 104.7, which again would be a career low. But the season just started. He can have one swing or one great game and increase these by a couple different miles per hour. So are you worried about Goldie or not? And then friend of the channel, Nolan Jones, he's hitting 171 with a 49 OPS plus. This one's pretty easy. Last year, he was really good against lefties. If we see in 2023 against left-handed pitching, he hit 314 with a 525 slugging. Against righties, he hit 289 with a 550 slugging. So whether it was a righty or a lefty, it did not matter. Now in 2024, he's doing better against righties, but the lefty stats are a killer. Right now, he is 2 for 19. He's hitting 105 against the lefties. Is he going to pick it up? I don't know. But I hope that you guys enjoyed today's recap. It wasn't a long one because we didn't really have a lot of games to talk about. But if you enjoyed, leave a like, send this to a friend, get them to subscribe, and enjoy the web gems.
Up the middle, Ahmed, the throw to first. Nice.
Short hop going to his left.
And a pop-up down the right field line. Abreu on the charge, coming strong on this one. Nice slide.
And the pop fly toward the left. Ramirez coming in toward the line. And a swing and a fly ball hit to deep center field. Kiersey is way back, and